Chapter 18. An energetic girl sprinted at full speed, holding a person's hand in her two hands. Her long silver hair swept in beauty like butterflies. A beautiful smile crossed on her face and cannot be broken, showing how happy she was. Her amethyst eyes stared into azure eyes with a love expression. A half-elf couldn't stop her smile at her boyfriend, how much fun she had. Amelia, slow down. You're making me drop Beatrice. He spoke to the half-elf as he sprinted and held Emilia's hand while he carried the little girl in his arms. Amelia turned to look at him and finally realized he's carrying Beatrice. I'm sorry, Naruto. I couldn't hold my excitement, she said with a blush as she walked with him on his left side, still holding his hand. It's all right. I understand how happy you are, but you should slow for next time while I'm carrying Beatrice. Naruto said. I'm still here, Kashira. You can't judge my size, Kashira. Beatrice spoke as she was being carried by this man. Well, it was Naruto who invited her to join him and Amelia in the capital of Lednica. Beatrice hasn't been to the capital before, so she accepted his invitation and went out with them. However, she was annoyed when she heard humans were whispering about Amelia's appearance of the witch. Amelia told her not to worry about people calling her the witch or Sadella, but still, Beatrice would destroy them for calling her a witch. As Naruto contracted artificial spirit, she would do anything for his sake and Amelia's sake. Anyways, right now, Beatrice found some interesting things that humans have in the market. They sell clothes, foods, jewels, and books which she likes to read. The books are her favorite because she wants to be quiet and peaceful in a quiet room. Do you want books? Naruto asked as he noticed Beatrice's gazes stare at the books on the shop stand. Beatrice heard him as she looked at him, but her gazes left him for the books. Betty wants the book because the Forbidden Library got destroyed. But, I don't know what to choose. I only want an interesting book, Kashira, she said as she searched for the book that interests her to read. Do you have a room where you can read quietly? Don't worry. I will read the book in your room because I don't want to stay in Petra's room. Whoa there. You want to read the book in my room where Amelia and I sleep together? Yes, Betty wants to sleep with you and Amelia. I don't mind, if just you two. Beatrice's face turned burning red, planning to stay in Naruto's room so she can read the book peacefully. She saw Naruto scratches slightly on his red-colored cheek. Naruto. Am I bothering you? Does Betty bother you? She asked softly. No, you're fine, Databeo. I'm surprised you wanted to stay in my sleep. It was just. Naruto didn't want to make everyone think he's a lolicon with small children. Just now, he sensed a disturbance in the force because he felt someone was watching him and laughing at him. Damn Jiraiya. He's probably watching him do illegal things from heaven. Naruto wouldn't want to do this for his pervert sensei, but what's worse is his mom. His mom would kill him right now if she sees him do lowly things. Wow, Naruto. I didn't know you're into the books, Amelia said as she came to his side, holding a bag of fruits she brought from the market. I'm not into the book. Beatrice wanted to read the Naruto said before his face was turned by Beatrice's hands as she pointed her finger at the book she wanted. He looked closer at the brown book and the title is called The Sage's Watchtower. Oh my. It seemed like you're interested in this book, the shopkeeper said as he lifted the brown book and showed it to Naruto and Beatrice. Do you want to buy it? Naruto replied to the shopkeeper with a yes word and paid the book for Beatrice. After buying the book, Naruto, Amelia and Beatrice have moved on to different places. They're still in the shop, but a different one. This shop sells clothes, jewels, and glasses. However, things have gone wrong about glasses. Amelia laughed at Naruto, pointing her finger at him that he wore oval glasses. She couldn't help herself but have to laugh at her boyfriend because he's too funny with oval glasses. She's the one that forced him to wear it for her and Beatrice. Oh yes, Beatrice laughed but she covered her mouth to hide it. The two girls laughed so hard and couldn't stop it. Amelia and Beatrice, do you have to laugh at me? Naruto asked with arms crossed, sounding not as happy as he wore oval glasses. He frowned at the two girls that laughed at him. Haha. I'm dying. I am seriously dying, ha ha ha. Amelia laughed as she held her stomach while pointing her finger at her boyfriend. Betty C can't stop, Beatrice said, trying her best to stop her laugh at him. She had to look away from Naruto to hide her laugh. Poor Naruto is getting laughed at by his girlfriend and has contracted artificial spirit. He looked down sadly with a rainy effect over his head, pouring over it. It was so funny. I thought I was going to die. Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh so much. Emilia finally stopped laughing as she watched Naruto buy the glasses for everyone and place them into a bag. When he approached, he still wore oval glasses before Emilia laughed at him again. Stop. Naruto. That's cheating. Naruto took off his glasses and smiled at Emilia for being a silly girl. So cute. He thought as he reached his hand for her cheek, and she grabbed on his hand. She stroked his hand on her face, letting a cute giggle. Naruto, what are you doing? She asked with a small laugh. I don't know. Just want to see your pretty smile and hear your pretty laugh. Naruto said. I do? That's so nice of you. She said as she tipped her toes, holding on his shoulder so she could kiss him. She kissed him on his lips lightly before she held his hand and smiled at him. Beatrice, who was still carried by Naruto, she let out a snort in annoyance at them. Can't we just leave here? I'm getting annoyed with humans. She said as she held the new book in her arms. All right. We're done here. Naruto said. Welcome back, Naruto-kun. Ram greeted with a smile, seeing Naruto and the two girls come back from the market. Naruto put Beatrice down as the little girl still held the new book and told him that she'll be reading in his room. The shinobi nodded to Beatrice, and she headed to his room so she could read it. After she left, Rem approached Naruto and helped him to carry the bags he brought. Rem, it's all right. I can do it. Naruto said as he held the bags, but they're being taken by Rem. Naruto-kun, that's all right. It's my job to help you. Rem said. Both of them wanted to help each other, pulling the bags, but they're gonna rip the bags apart. Emilia sighed at them, but smiled at them as she walked between them and pinched Naruto's ear. Ow. 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 Emilia, why? He cried like a child as he showed a pout at his girlfriend. His girlfriend let go of his ear and smiled innocently at him as she kissed on his cheek to assure him not to cry. He. I may be your nice girlfriend, but I have my true self inside me. You don't want to get pinched again. Emilia giggled before she saw him turn away as he crossed his arms. Naruto, you're such a cutie. I'm sorry for pinching you. That's better. He said, still pouting at Emilia as he rubbed his ear where she pinched him. Damn woman. Since when did she become a mother-like? Emilia and Rem giggled at Naruto as they carried the bags and headed for the kitchen, leaving angry Naruto behind. After they left him, he planned to go see Beatrice, who was supposed to be in his room, and read her new book, but a cute maid approached him. The reddish-brown-haired girl looked at Naruto with a pleased expression on her face. Petra, what's up? Naruto asked. And Naruto-sama. Since I worked too hard, see, can you summon them? Petra asked. Them? Oh. I get it. You want me to summon Beaches? Naruto guessed as the maid nodded to him. Well, Petra loved Kurama and the other 8 Beaches a lot. She had a great time with them and was not even scared of them when they're in full size after they were revealed. Naruto looked at Kurama and everyone in the mindscape as they nodded. He bit his thumb to draw blood mark on his other palm and did the hand signs until he stopped. Kuchios no Jutsu. He said, palming on the floor to summon Chibi Kurama and the 8 Beaches. Kurama. Petra squealed as she lifted the orange fox and buried her face into the orange fur of his head. She then waved her hand at the other Beaches. Kurama snorted of annoyance, glaring at Naruto, who summoned him and the 8 Beaches. I hate you. He said before giving him a middle finger but got slapped by Matatabi. Don't do that. She said, sounding a little protective of Petra. Shikaku laughed at Kurama really hard, but he got body slammed by him as both of them attacked each other. They rolled over the floor, punching, biting, and beating shit each other until one of them wins. It wasn't too long as Petra picked Shikaku and Kurama up to avoid fighting. No. More. Fighting. Petra said as she pulled them away from each other. You two supposed to be best friend. Say sorry. Hell no/fuck no. Language. Koko and Matabai said at the same time. Kurama and Shikaku snorted to each other as they turned away from each other. Naruto chuckled at them before he left to go to his room and see Beatrice. Naruto, I found interesting things in this book. Beatrice said, not looking at the blonde shinobi that came in this room as she read her new book The Sage's Watchtower. Naruto closed the door behind him and walked toward Beatrice. When he sat on the floor with her, she crawled over and sat on his lap and continued reading the book. The Sage's Watchtower? Naruto asked, looking at the book what Beatrice was reading until he saw the name The Sage Shala. He didn't seem to be familiar with the legend from 400 years ago. Betty doesn't seem to be familiar with the person's name The Sage Shala. Even though I lived in 400 years, I never heard about her. Beatrice said, reading the book on the next page. You seemed very interesting too, Naruto. Yes, that's interesting. Naruto said as he read the book with her until he stopped at Satella's name when he placed his finger on it. His azure eyes narrowed in seriousness as he kept reading the book until he found the location of the seal. He heard about the dragon, the sword saint, and the sage was the one that sealed Satella in a shrine because she's unable to be killed. Well, Naruto found the location where the shrine was kept. It was on the east side in the Ludnica kingdom all the way until there was a desert. A watchtower place is called Pleiades Watchtower created by Flugel that is overseen by Shala. According to the book, this must be where Satella sealed at. She is currently sealed in Evil Sealing Stone Shrine which was located at Pleiades Watchtower. Beatrice, so the location of Pleiades Watchtower is on the east side, right? Naruto asked. Yes, it's on the east, but traveling there is ridiculous, Kashira. Beatrice said. Have everyone visited there before? I told you. I don't know anything about that place. This is my first time hearing this. According to the legend, Flugel left the watchtower and gave Shala a task to guard. I believe that Shala guards there for 400 years. Naruto blinked his eyes about Shala's age, and found out she guards there for 400 years, which means she's 400 years old. This better not to be a little girl or teenage girl as his age, because he's tired of this bullshit age. Beatrice is 400 years old and created by Echidna, but she had the body of the child. Anyways, Naruto sighed and skipped that ridiculous thought about ages. Right now, he knew the location where Satella was and could go there to break the seal, but the problem is the world hates her if she's free. Remember, it was her envy which factors that almost destroyed the entire world and humans feared her. Reinhard would be there and face Satella or him because he's going to be the one that breaks the seal. That would be his problem. Naruto will have to fight Reinhard, the most powerful knight in the world. Emilia wouldn't like to see them fight to the death because she never wanted to see the friends fight each other until one of them dies. As Emilia's knight and boyfriend, he swore he never hurt her feelings. He didn't want her to get involved in this. Naruto? Beatrice noticed the man's dazed state and stares at the book. Sorry, too many thoughts. Naruto said as he shook his head. So, what happened to Flugel after he left? It never says. All I know is that Flugel left and never came back, Kashira. Beatrice said as she closed the book and placed it on the floor. She looked into Naruto's eyes, checking him if he's alright or not. Betty, think you're not feeling too good. I think it'll be a good idea to tell Emilia. No, don't. I'm alright, Dadabeo. Naruto said quickly, giving Beatrice a thumb up to assure her he's okay. Betty is worried. I am worried. You're not acting yourself after the trial is over. She said softly as she crossed her arms and stared at Naruto. I know you're hiding something and I hope you're not doing stupid, Kashira. But, I won't force you to tell me unless you want to. Perhaps you want to talk with Emilia. Naruto nodded to Beatrice as he reached his hands out for her two ponytails, and she shrieked when he pulled them up gently. Sorry. You're too fun for me to make fun of you. He chuckled. You always do that to me. She said as she gave him a pout and crossed her arms. I said, I am sorry. Geez, there's no need to get angry with me. He smiled as both of them stood up, holding each other a hand like father and daughter. Oh my. What a surprise guest, sis. Roswell greeted with a singing tone when he saw Naruto and Beatrice come into the room. What happened after Naruto won a battle against Roswell or destroyed him is Emilia ordered Naruto to spare Roswell's life because he's the person that helped her for a long time. Naruto destroyed the Roswell's gospel so he won't follow what it tells him to do. What he and everyone found more surprising though, is Ram confessed her feeling to Roswell. That got them so much surprised. So, Naruto healed Roswell's wounds with Kurama's chakra and everything went back to normal. Roswell apologized to Naruto and Emilia for his actions against them and what he did in the past. Right now, Naruto and Beatrice sat on the couch. And of course, Beatrice sat down on his lap like always after she became Naruto's contract artifact spirit. Beatrice, how was your life with Naruto-kun? Roswell asked politely. Betty has a good life with him. Beatrice, with my life, I will protect him no matter what cost. Beatrice said as her eyes are sharp, looking at Roswell with her death stare. Don't you ever make fun of Naruto or else I'll destroy you. Betty don't like your joke. Such a threat. I understand why you're attracted to Naruto-kun. Roswell said as his gazes left Beatrice for Naruto. Naruto-kun, I'm guessing that I know why you're here for? Yes, I'm because I thought you know something about Shala, or does your teacher Echidna know about her? Naruto asked. Of course, she is Flugel's apprentice and a key figure in the sealing of the Witch of Envy 400 years ago. It has been 400 years since I heard Shala's name. However, my teacher Echidna knows about Shala. Perhaps, you should go ask her. Roswell said as he looked at Naruto starts to leave the room. What would you do, Naruto? Naruto glanced back to Roswell for seconds before he began to open it, but the door was opened. His eyes widened slightly as he found a little girl with long red hair and dressed in a large white robe. Hello there, Naruto. I heard you want to meet me. The little girl said. Yes, Omega. I was looking for you, but you're here. Naruto called her name as he changed his mind to stay in the same room. Omega sat next Naruto, holding his arm with a smile on her face. What? You said yes to me. Don't tell me you don't remember. She said with a pout as Naruto frowned at her. Naruto twitched one of his eyes at Omega, remembering he let her join with him for an adventure. Actually, Omega is Echidna because her body is possessed by her. After Naruto let her join with him, things weren't too good about that when he took her to Capital because... What do you mean I'm too young to drink? Echidna, Omega, yelled at Naruto in the restaurant with people inside. I told you, there's a law that you can't drink the tea because you chose a child's body. He said. Can you stop yelling? I am possible. I am Eki Dash. Naruto paused her by covering her mouth with his hand. Quiet. You can't reveal your name. He said quietly as the pink-haired girl sat back and crossed her arms in disappointment. Well, that's a really bad idea to take Echidna to the restaurant because she wanted to drink tea. Unfortunately, she can't drink because she possessed Luiz's body. Aren't you a little bit young for drinking tea, little girl? A customer asked. Oh no. Naruto mumbled in fear, but it's too late to stop the fight. If someone called Echidna a little girl, she could. Fuck you. Motherfucker. Asshole. Echidna yelled as she unleashed her anger, trying to kill a person that called her. But, her body was held by Naruto as his arms hooked on her arms. Hey. That was a couple days ago. Echidna said with a fake laugh, but she sounded so awkward. That was your fault for choosing Luiz's body. Naruto said as he crossed his arms. But, you brought the tea powder for me. I can drink tea at home, so. Ha. Really, girl? Really? Naruto shook his head before he looked at Echidna again and wanted to talk with her in private. He saw her head nods as she asked Roswell and Beatrice to leave the room. When the two left the room, now it's just Naruto and Echidna. Naruto, I know why you wanted to ask me. Echidna said with a serious tone as she looked at Naruto. That is a grave mistake you're making. You want to go Pleiades' watchtower so you could break the seal and let Sadella out. Yes. Naruto answered boldly. And, I'm serious about breaking the seal for Sadella. You and I both know about her. I destroyed her witch factor, so she won't able to use it anymore. I heard and seen it, but even you set her free, the world is still fear her. She said. I know. That's why I want to free her and find the person who was behind her life. No matter how much cost for me to get there whatever they tried to me, I won't give up until I save Sadella. He said as he clenched his fist. Echidna sighed at the stubborn man in this room and couldn't help it, but have to give him information. There was a person who could be the mastermind behind Satella's life. She said as Naruto looked at her before she continued. I believe you knew Amelia's backstory. The witch cult that attacked her home is Regulus and Pandora. Pandora? Who is that? He asked. I'm a little familiar with her, but haven't met her before. I would describe her to be the Witch of Vangler. If I'm correct about Amelia's past, Pandora seeks her for some unknown purpose that involves a seal deep in Elior Forest. I wouldn't count on her power because she brought Regulus to accompany her to attack Elior Forest so she could find the seal. Do you know what kind of seal? Naruto asked. Never heard the history of Elior Forest very well. I heard and read about it, but don't get to know what kind of sealing what they have. However, it must be very important to Pandora. She seemed to know so much about Amelia's parents. Hearing Amelia's parents, Naruto shot his eyes to widen in shock as he looked at Echidna. What? Amelia's parents? She didn't tell me about her parents. Wait, does she remember them? He asked. No backstory of her parents, but when Pandora talks about Amelia's parents, it could be confirmed that she killed them. Crack. Echidna stopped as she saw Naruto break the cup with his hand, unleashing Kyuubi's chakra when his azure eyes turned red demon eyes. His sharp teeth. His whiskers. His wild hair. His red chakra. He's really pissed. He may not have Kurama with him, but he still has his chakra. Naruto is really angry when he finds out Pandora killed Amelia's parents and her aunt, Fortuna. Actually, he's also angry with Regulus for attacking Elior Forest. He won't forgive them for making Amelia's cry. You should calm down, otherwise Amelia will get worried about you. Echidna's eyes turned serious when she paused as she looked at Naruto. He's releasing familiar the shape of hands. Those hands. They're unseen hands. This isn't good here because Naruto's anger took over his mind, thinking about Amelia's life. Echidna forgot that he had unseen hands from Betelgeuse after he killed him and took his ability without realizing it. If Naruto keeps this up, he could destroy everyone when the unseen hands touches them. If he releases the unseen hand in here, everyone could sense and should be here in any seconds now. At that moment, the door slammed by the kick and it appeared to be Amelia who kicked it. She had her magic ready so quick, scanning for the enemy who had the witch aura. However, it turned out she didn't find it, but she found a person who had the witch aura that made her shocked. It was revealed to be indeed Naruto who had the witch aura. Amelia, you came at the right time. You better stop him or else he'll end up hurting everyone. Echidna said. Amelia didn't have much time to ask her, so she ran in front of Naruto as she began to comfort him. Looking at his face, he was filled with rage, sorrow, and agony. That face hurt her heart and made her wonder why. However, it wasn't long as she figured out that Naruto learned about her story and her homeland. Naruto, I don't know what made you so angry. But, please stop this. You're hurting yourself. She said, holding her boyfriend's face to make him look into her eyes. Please. Naruto. Please. Her voice reached into Naruto's mind as his red eyes turned back normal and the witch magic was gone for now. When he went back to normal, he saw Amelia's face in this close as he felt her smooth and warm skin on his face. He returned them by holding her hands, but he made a face of a sorry expression at her. Naruto let his anger take over his mind because Regulus and Pandora attacked Amelia's homeland and killed her family. He began to speak, but his mouth was touched by Amelia's finger to stop him before apologizing. However, Naruto lost his consciousness as his body fell into Amelia's body when she caught him before hitting the floor. Amelia was wondering why Naruto had the witch miasma and how he got authority magic of unseen hands. It has been a few hours lately since Naruto collapsed after unleashing his anger and unseen hands. Kurama and the 8 Bijas have to return for him, so Kurama could use his chakra to heal his mind. Amelia sat on the chair, watching Naruto rested on the bed silently as she held his hand. When she sensed witch miasma, she sprinted immediately upstairs and prepared her magic to fight. But, it was Naruto who had the witch miasma. Beatrice and Echidna explained to her everything that Naruto has authority of sloth, which belongs to Betelgeuse. She didn't know what Echidna told him, got him so angry because he found out who attacked Elior Forest. Amelia didn't know Naruto had that magic, and he didn't tell her that. However, she believed Naruto didn't realize he had it with him and could use unseen hand. That face he made was so angry and agony, but when he calmed, he was hurt and sorrow. It broke her heart when she met his demonic face with red eyes, because he didn't want her to see his face like that. Amelia. Amelia lighted up and looked at Naruto, fully awakened with his open eyes. Naruto. She said in relief as she approached him and stopped him when she saw him getting up. You mustn't get up. Take a rest. She managed to force him to sit back on the bed. Right. Naruto remembered he got angry and used unseen hands as he gritted his teeth for letting that, and she saw it, didn't she? Emilia, did you see it? He asked her as his gazes met her. Yes. The half-elf answered. Echidna and Beatrice told me everything. I didn't know you have authority of sloth, but I think you knew you have it. Yeah, they told me that I have it. But, I never used authority of sloth before, until I used it today because I... Naruto, don't. She interrupted him by reaching her hand out to Naruto before she saw his tears flowing down. Naruto, why do you look like you're in so much pain? Her fingers stroked against his cheek, from there gliding toward his eyes. Her pale fingertips skimmed the corner of his eye, tracing over the welling tears, and Naruto realized that he is this close to crying. He didn't know why, but for sure, he had some reasons. His anger. His pain. His suffering. When he learned Emilia's homeland got attacked, he let it go of 3 words. Emilia softly took Naruto's body in a hug. Her thin clothes allow them to feel each other's warmth. The quiet beating of her pulse, transmitted through to him, fills his heart with more fullness than does the heat of her body. It's all right. It's all right, Naruto. I'm not scared. She comforted her loved one, doing her best to be there for him. Feeling Emilia's warmth, her pulse, her tenderness, Naruto let go of his emotions and admitted he's crying as he wrapped his arms around her waist. He couldn't help but felt so ashamed to himself for being reckless, because he wanted to save Sad Ella. He wanted to kill Pandora for killing Emilia's family and aunt. He was being a stupid guy for planning to break the seal for Sad Ella when he learned the location. But, he wouldn't want the world to hate her and Emilia so much, because both of them are the same. This type of path would lead him into a wrong path. He would have created big chaos and caused Emilia a big mess. Emilia? Yes. Thank you. I'm sorry. Hee hee. You are always welcome to my hug. Sounds pretty promising. You're warm, Emilia. Can I? Of course. Whenever you need it. Naruto-sama. How do I do? Petra asked with a happy face, combing the young man's spiky hair with a comb. It feels so nice. This is my first time getting my hair brushed by a girl. He smiled while looking back at Petra and Frederica, who stood behind her. You taught her well, Frederica. I didn't know you had hairbrush skill. Receiving Frederica's giggle, she walked in front of him and sat on the couch with a smile on her face. It was my mother who taught me how to comb hair. She said as she remembered her mother combed her long hair when she was a child. She grabbed the teacup and drank it while watching Petra comb Naruto's hair. Her smile. Her life. Frederica knew that Petra is in love with Naruto. Thinking of it as good and bad. She wanted Petra to find happiness, but Naruto's heart belonged to Emilia. However, Petra is willing to do her best to make him happy. So, that's why Petra wanted to be hired, because she wanted to repay Naruto for saving her life. But, she is too young to have him as her boyfriend and needs more years to have him. Okay, Naruto-sama. It's all done. Petra said with a smile as she finished her work and stepped back. However, she perked up as she went for the drawer and grabbed the headband. Here you go, Naruto-sama. She gave him his headband back after she took it off. Thank you, Petra. He smiled, wrapping his headband as he gave Petra a head pat. His gaze left Petra for Frederica. So, how was your brother's training? He's doing fine because of your training. He's improving his hand-to-hand combat skills and his beast form that really needed how to control it. Frederica said with a smile as she remembered watching her brother get trained by Naruto. She's really glad that Naruto agreed to train with Garfield, so he could grow stronger and better. When Naruto got up after this, he stretched out his arms and saw Rem when she came into the living room. She waited for him to get his hair brushed by Petra, so he approached her and delivered a smile at her. Both of them shared their same smiles with each other as they began to walk where they should be heading to. Where are heading to, Naruto-kun? Rem asked. We're heading to Crush's mansion. I want to see how her training with Wilhelm goes. The blonde shinobi said as both of them went outside. He scooped Rem in his arms like a princess style. Speaking of her weight, she was very light. Emilia's and Rem's weight is the same weight that Naruto carried before. Pretty impressive that their weight is the same. Naruto-kun? Why are you staring at me like that? Rem asked with a blush, noticing his eyes stare at her body. It's nothing. Let's just head to Crush's mansion. Naruto said. A loud noise when the two wooden swords clashed with each other. A great force surprised Rem and Felt, who were watching the fights between Naruto and Crush. Next to them was the old swordsman, Wilhelm, watching them fight. Scanning Crush's fighting style, she had gotten better and better than when she lost her memories. Her memories have grown, which means her sword skills are returning back. Crush slid on the ground and stopped it as she stood on her feet, breathing slowly to regain her strength from her fight with Naruto. The shinobi didn't break a sweat after they had been fighting for 10 minutes. This is her first time fighting him and experienced how it felt fighting the shinobi. His power is on a different level. He could beat Sword Demon Wilhelm in one-on-one battle. She gripped her wooden sword as she lifted it into a knight stance and charged toward Naruto. She swung the wooden sword, hitting on his side, but his wooden sword blocked her attack. He began to slash her, but she blocked and leaped back from him. However, she dashed back to him and hit on his wooden sword, attempting to break it as she could with everything she had. Her wooden sword is breaking Naruto's wooden sword when she hears the crack noise. Crush was ready to break and win it, but Naruto read her mind as he jumped away from her. He created the clones himself of 5 to fight Crush. However, she was glad to fight against 5 of them, accepting her new challenge. Crush dodged and blocked every one of their attacks whenever she saw. When she deflected one of their attacks, she used pommel to wreck the clone's head and slashed right over the chest. She kicked another clone in the stomach, thrust directly right in the chest as the clone died. Crush saw the other last ones that were going to attack from the air. So, she used 100-man strike to strike her enemies down because they're the clones. After killing all of the clones, she saw the real Naruto come in the air, striking her by a thrust with his wooden sword. His blade was enhanced with the wind chakra. The amber eyes narrowed in sharpness as she did an enhanced too. She used 100-man strike and prepared to clash Naruto's enhanced wooden sword before they did. Clashing with such wind power, blowing only Ram and Ferris except Wilhelm, who stood on his feet. When the smoke is gone, it seems like there's a winner here. Crush stood on the ground, holding her wooden sword up against Naruto's wooden sword, but his blade was shorter than the long was because his blade was cracked while fighting Crush and had his blade broken by her blade. Nice job, Crush. You're a quick learner. Naruto smirked before he caught her body when he saw her fall. Ram and Ferris ran toward them to check on them. Ferris checked Crush first and already began to heal her as her water magic glowed. The woman is just exhausted from her sparring match with Naruto. It was a great sparring match. Ferris looked at Rem, who stood next to Naruto, trying to help him, but he's okay and didn't want to heal for himself. Seeing the shinobi like his normal state, he didn't break a sweat because he was holding back his strength, not using magic. However, he used the clones against her. Crush took all of the clones without having a problem and managed to defeat him. Naruto and Crush-sama. The match was very entertaining. Wilhelm said with a smile as he gave the two fighters applause. Right now, he focused on Naruto. Naruto, I would like to thank you for accepting Crush-sama's request. You're welcome, Databeo. Naruto smiled while scratching the back of his head as he looked at Crush. Crush is getting better and better. You trained her well, Wilhelm. Indeed, I have to agree with Naruto-kun's thought. You have trained Crush-sama well, so she can handle and defend herself against her opponent. Rem said. Please, don't praise me too much. It was Crush-sama's request who asked me to train her because she wanted to be a strong person and didn't want to forget her old self. Wilhelm said as he looked at Crush and Ferris. Ferris was very protective of Crush-sama when I accepted her request because he didn't want her to fight after she lost her memories. But, this is for Crush-sama's sake, so I can't deny her request. It was her decision. Naruto frowned about Crush's decision as his fists were clenched, but Wilhelm had a point. This is Crush's choice to keep on fighting even though she lost her memories, but she still's going for it and wouldn't give up her goal. To Crush's decision, Naruto sighed with a smile as his eyes were closed and reopened in seconds. He couldn't help it but had to give her hope. If Crush made her decision, he would leave her alone and won't complain. However, since they were formed alliance, Naruto would still help her and bring her memories no matter what it cost. Naruto? Wilhelm asked. Yes, what is it? He asked. I was wondering if I could talk with you alone. Sure. Rem, could you stay with Ferris and Crush while I'm gone? Of course, Naruto-kun. The blue-haired maid said. I see. You have come from a different world where shinobi lived. Wilhelm said as he learned that Naruto isn't from here after he told him. But, I am sorry how your life ended up. You lived by yourself without knowing your parents passed away until you found out. There's no need to apologize, Wilhelm. I may have been through pain and hardship, but I'm happy that I made friends and have a chance to see my parents. My dad and mom's souls are in my heart. Naruto smiled, placing his hand on the heart. They told me they believe in me. When Wilhelm looked into the azure eyes, they were filled with love and passion that showed him he loved his parents. His eyes are mostly like Teresa Van Estria's eyes, because both of their eyes have the same feelings. No wonder why he was interested in Naruto, because he's just like her. The old swordsman smiled at Naruto. It was kind, soft, and gentle. He had to respect him so much, because he's the one who opened his eyes and his heart. A strange thought Wilhelm made is Naruto was like a new son to him. Naruto, how did it feel meeting your parents in person after 17 years? Wilhelm asked. Well, I met my father first. When I met him, I punched right in his stomach because I was really mad. He sealed Kurama inside me because he believed I could control his power. I'm the son of 4th Hokage, so I could handle it. Then, I met my mother. She was the kind, gentle, and strong ninja I ever met. Both of them gave their life for me when I was a born baby. Naruto smiled, remembering the faces of his parents. They filled me up with love before they put Kurama in me. You can see how happy I am. I'm glad I ended up being their son. His smile. His aura. His warmth. Even though his parents sealed Kurama in their son, he still forgave them because they gave their lives for him. Wilhelm had to give them so much praise for saving their son with their life. Wilhelm, maybe you should talk with your grandson. Naruto's voice snapped him out of his thoughts as he looked at the blonde man. Talking with my grandson? I don't think it's a good idea for talking with my grandson. He said. Listen, Ferris told me everything about you and Reinhard. I don't fully understand the reasons for the poor relationship between you and your grandson, so I might be a misunderstanding. But in the eyes of an outsider, you should talk with him and fix the relationship. Naruto said with a smile as he put his hands behind his head. You know, your wife wouldn't like to see you sad and your sad relationship with your grandson. Wilhelm stared at the blonde shinobi with a surprised expression. My wife? He asked. Yes, before her final death comes, I'm sure she would have given you some final words. She didn't want you to be a sad person. She wanted you to be a happy person just for her because she believed you could fix the family. Naruto closed his eyes, not looking Wilhelm into his eyes. I understand you were supposed to be the one that has to go, but it'll break the family. Theoresia had to go because she had to. Maybe she knew her death would come. She wanted you to take the sword up because you take it up to protect someone. However, you aren't protecting someone. It is you, who is always being protected. Naruto's words just now had surprised Wilhelm, who widened his eyes as if he's shocked. Time seemed to be flowing by with the wind. Then, after a moment of silence between the two, Wilhelm saw the light of Naruto in his vision. Naruto wore a white cloak and white straw hat. His appearance was much older than his current age. Wilhelm, are you okay? Naruto noticed his blue eyes staring at him before his voice brought him out of his mind. The old swordsman looked at him. I'm fine, Naruto. It was nice to have Amelia's knight care about me. Thank you. He said as he began to bow to Naruto, but he stopped him. The blonde grabbed his arms, giving him a kind smile. There was no need to, Wilhelm. I'm doing it because I wanted to. Naruto said. After hearing Naruto's reply, Wilhelm stood up. He looked at the young man, nodding to him. Again. Thank you for your kind words, Naruto. Is this what my wife is telling me? I will follow her heart. I will believe her words. He said with a smile. Ram breathed for the air as she watched the moon in her blue pajamas. She had to admit, everything was changing so much. With the hero of Konoha to Lugnia, he saved a lot of people. The villagers of Erlem praised him and Amelia for saving their lives because they promised that they would defend them from the witch cult and freed them from Sanctuary's barrier. However, not only did they save them, but they also saved demi-humans. She got scared when Naruto was imprisoned in the tomb. She cried and thought he would be gone forever. Her worst fear is losing him who has been with her in her life, because he's special to her. She confessed her feelings to Naruto, but she knew they wouldn't be a perfect couple in the future. She believed Naruto and Amelia would be perfect because they're the same. Naruto was a good person to her. He was the only human who understands her life and Amelia's life, and much more understandable than everyone. Ram sighed to herself as she stared at the moon. Staring at the moon, she heard a knocking on the door in her room. She was wondering who it was, but she's going to find out. She walked to the door, opened the door, and surprised her when she found Naruto, who came in this late with his normal clothes. "Naruto-kun, why are you doing here so late? Why are you dressing like that?" Ram asked while observing his appearance, and she wondered again why he came to her room late. "I knew you're awake, which caught in my emotion sensor. I thought I could visit your room, wanting to make sure you're okay." Naruto smiled as he peeked over her shoulder, noticing the window door was opened. He guessed that Ram must have been watching outside for air or staring at the moon. "You like watching the moon? Mind if I join you?" he asked her. "Of course, Naruto-kun," Ram said with a smile as she grabbed his hand without thinking, pulled him outside so they could watch the moon together. But, she realized she held his hand and let go of him, having a blush across her cheeks. It has been a while since they broke up when Ram told Naruto that his heart belonged to Amelia. However, they're still talking to each other and together. "Beautiful, isn't it?" "Huh?" Ram looked at Naruto, who enjoyed the breeze with a smile on his face. "Beautiful, isn't it?" he repeated. "Yes, it is beautiful. I always liked to watch the moon with my sister when we were little. You know, I always wanted to fly up in the sky so I could see the close of the moon and stars." Ram said with a smile, wishing she could fly up just like her dream. She dreamed about flying in the sky with the angel who carried her and showed her the world. She wished she could fly like him, but it's sad that this was just a dream. It would be very nice if someone could fly her or she could have flying magic. "In that case, we could do that." Naruto smiled as he climbed over the railing, his body transformed into Rakuto-Sennin mode and started to levitate. He saw Ram's surprised expression, but that didn't make him stop. He extended a hand to her with a smile on his face. Ram stared at his hand, but she left it for his face. She recognized his face before. His black stripes. His yellow coat. His gentle smile. They're the same, just like her dream where she met the angel. This cannot be. So, the angel she met was Naruto Uzumaki. Was this a dream? Is this real? Without question, she reached out slowly and grabbed Naruto's hand, and he started to levitate higher and higher into the air. His feet left the ground as she was pulled into the air with him, and with ease he pulled her up so that she was floating next to him. He wrapped his arms around her waist and stared up at the cloud. Ram clung to his yellow coat while staring at the mansion as she began to fly up higher into the air. Ram was amazed when both of them flew up higher because she saw the kingdom of Ludnica with lights. She saw the birds fly past them. She couldn't help it but had to break her excitement at it. She felt amazing, exciting, and happy in her life. "Do you like it?" Naruto's gentle voice asked her. "This is amazing. I can't believe we're actually flying," Ram said with excitement. "That's good. I'm happy you like it." He smiled as he reached for her hand and raised up into the cloud to touch it. He saw Ram smile again, and she enjoyed touching the cloud. Seeing her, it made him smile along with her. Ram's eyes were still in amazement and couldn't stop her feelings because flying in the sky is so beautiful. She never thought that Naruto could make her dream come true. She couldn't believe that angel is Naruto who flew her up into the air in her dream. Her dream has come true. She finally got to look at the moon in this clothes. The sound of nature around them was the music, the changing winds had a soft beat to it. The moon above them and provided the background for them. At that moment, Rem started to cry as she picked a tear from her eye and looked at it. She was confused about why she had them. Was it because she was emotionally damaged? But, she understood why she cried because of love. She felt her heartbeat for Naruto. Her heart was connected to his heart, and felt so many of his emotions. She saw the images of the loves of people who were family and friends. This is what his life looks like in his world. Friends. Family. Rem, no matter how much you suffer. No matter how much pain you get. I will always be in your heart. You will always be in my heart. I won't forget what you did for me and Amelia. You deserve it so much. Naruto smiled as he used his thumb to clean her tears. I want you to be happy for me. I want you to stay beside me. I won't stop until you show me your smile, Remington. Naruto-kun. Ram said softly with tears as she grabbed his hand that was on her cheek. She held his hand before he could move his hand away from her because she wanted to feel his warmth. Ram, tell me what's wrong? Are you scared that I'll be gone forever? Naruto asked. Why yes. When Emilia-sama told me that you were gone, I got so scared. I didn't know what to do. I thought you were gone forever. I didn't want to lose you. The blue-haired Oni said as her fists tightened into his coat and her head landed on his chest. She buried her face into his chest, crying over his black jumpsuit. But, I am here. Right here. A hero carried a young beautiful girl. Rem raised her head and looked surprised at Naruto, who called her beautiful. But, I'm not beautiful, Naruto-kun. I'm not a princess or the others. I'm just a maid, but I don't understand. I told you that you and Emilia are perfect for the future. You two are matched. I don't want to ruin it. Why, someone like me? She asked, more tears flowing down as she couldn't understand why he likes her after they broke up. She already told Emilia the truth that she fell in love with Naruto and wanted her to make a promise. A promise that Emilia and Naruto would become a couple in the future. I still love Emilia, but she told me everything that you did for me and her. She and I talked about you until she decided, wanting me to be with you. Rim. I want you to visit my world with me and Emilia together if I ever find a way to go back. You're the person that can make me smile from my sadness. He said, releasing his best smile ever. I promised that you would see your sister again or she could come along. Rem, would you like to visit my home? The blue-haired Oni widened her eyes with shock, covering her mouth with her hands, feeling extremely shocked that he wanted her to visit his world. Why yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, Naruto-kun. I would love to go with you. She embraced him, wrapping her arms around his neck, causing both of them to change their flying position into a lying position. Her voice was full of happiness. She let go of her emotions when she heard such a sweet offer from Naruto. She may have broken up with him, but it has been a rewrite of the love story. She was so glad to herself that she still has a feeling for Naruto because her feelings haven't given up. She allowed her body to give in to the warm embrace. Thank you, Naruto-kun. You're welcome, Remington. For the rest of the night, they embraced with warm feelings, enjoying the sky and the moon. Ah. How very sweet. The half-elf made her first friend with a human. She said, sounding soft and gentle. What is his name, Lei? I want to meet him in person. A person who took away Betelgeuse's authority of sloth. Oh my. Oh my. He was so delicious. His memories were so delicious. When I eat the victim's memory, the man's name is Naruto Uzumaki. Lei said as he sharpened his blade, having drool from his mouth. I wanted to eat him so bad, but it's too bad that I didn't get to eat him. He was strong. Too strong. But, my meal is gone. It seemed like she found a friend with greater power. She smiled, licking her own lips. I would love to meet him. No. No. And no. Oh no you don't. Another woman yelled in rage, glaring at her who attempted to meet him. He's mine. You will stay away from my dear lover. I want to see him first. You won't get him before me. She threatened the woman. Her mouth turned up into a grin, giving the woman in bandages a sorry expression. Ah. Forgive me. I forgot you're still in love with Betelgeuse. You can go see him as your desire. She said. That's what I thought. Nobody touches him before me. The one woman grinned again as her dark blue eyes stared at the moon, reaching her hand for it. Naruto Uzumaki, the man who slayed Hakugi and Usagi. A half-elf's best knight in the world. She said as she played with her platinum long hair. This is getting very interesting. Special Chapter 1. What is this place? Asked Danes, a looking skeleton with gold and a purple cloak. It covered his entire body except his skull is exposed. This seems to be a different world than our own, said Demiurge, wearing a red suit with light white stripes. He's described to be a demon with dark skin and nicely combed black hair. Ains placed his hands on his skull, looking so nervous, but he was familiar with this place. Wait, did we just get transported to another world? He thought before he heard someone say, excuse me, as he turned to the girl with blue long hair. When he turned around to her, she got scared of him suddenly as she ran to her group. while the teenage guy with brown hair gave a think about this place, because he was familiar with this. "I'm back? But something seems different," said Kazuma, a teenage guy with brown hair. Hey! Hey! Kazuma! Kazuma! Kazuma, look over there." "That's an undead," said Aqua, a girl with blue hair and blue clothes, as she pointed her finger at Ains. "And it's got monsters with it. Our resistance is about to prove futile as they have their wicked way with us," said Darkness, a young woman with yellow armor. Ains and his group were standing while they're watching them argue with each other about them. To Ains' impression, he could probably think that they came from another world. But, the teenage boy with brown didn't seem to be one of them. Anyways, he's nothing important. More importantly, he needed to know what world he is in because the building and field are very familiar to him. "It's time for the class to start." A loud strong voice was heard for everyone to look at the soldier guy with a black army service uniform. The minutes later, everyone is sitting on their chair with a desk in the classroom except the young blonde child girl with a service uniform. The other people dressed the same as her uniform. "What's going on here? What is this place? This place is familiar, but I have to remember," thought Tanya, a child with a service uniform. "You were born in a world of scientific civilization and grew up in one of the ethical and moral nations on the planet. You were a businessman, a superior being in both the social and biological senses." She thought to herself as she remembered how she got here. Tanya remembered she pushed the red button that she got from the professor. Then, she got sent in here and met the fantasy characters that were in the classroom with her. I think it's really bad to run in the hallways. It's Garfield's fault that we had to run." "How is this my fault?" "That's Ram's fault for pressing the damn button." Tanya and everyone heard the voices from outside in the hallways. They watched until the door was slid by the blonde boy with a scar on his forehead. When he opened, he saw new faces in the classroom looking at him like they think he's a new classmate. Some people that were behind him are half-elf, 2 maids, and the little blonde girl. "There's more of them," Ains thought as he placed his hands on his forehead. "Ains-sama, let's slaughter them all," whispered Albedo, a beautiful woman with black hair and dressed in white. "Wait. First, we need to gather information," he said. "Hurry, Naruto. We found our classroom." "Wait. What did she say?" Kazuma shocked as he slammed on the desk when he heard a familiar name. The silver-haired half-elf pulled a person's arm into the classroom, revealing a familiar blonde man to everyone. His blonde hair is spiky and his eyes are blue. He wore a black headband and wore black-orange clothes. "I see you found our classroom, Amelia," the blonde man said with a smile as Amelia smiled at him. "No way. Why, you're Naruto Uzumaki?" Kazuma shouted like a fan as he dashed to him instantly, grabbing his hand to shake it. I watched your show and read your manga. Oh my god. I cannot believe you're real. I'm Kazuma Sato. I'm your big fan." Ains dropped his jaws and realized that person is Naruto Uzumaki, a real Naruto Uzumaki. That's impossible. He's here. In here. Is this for real? I'm a huge fan of him, he thought. I'm sorry, but how do you know my name?" Naruto asked with a confused expression. "Everyone knows you. You're Naruto Uzumaki, the hero of Konoha. The best manga in the world. Kishimoto Masashi created a character of you. I'm your biggest fan. You're the best." "Naruto, do you know this person?" Amelia asked. "No, I don't know this person," Naruto said. "What a minute. Since when did Kishimoto put half-elf in Naruto manga? Is this the sequel? I know I've been stuck in the game a while, but since when? Did Kishimoto finish the manga?" Ains thought. If you want to support me, check out my Patreon at https://www.patreon.com/Kayashin. I tend to polls that decide important plot stuff in my P at Trian. Many thanks to my awesome patrons. Ben Phillips.
If you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later, bye bye.